On track for that 2019, guys.
Oh, and an issue. Caution is out. There's the 33 of Grala, one of our championship contenders, and he's got a big hit in the front. So already two of our championship contenders with major issues today.
Oh, Crafton got high.
That's the 47 of Chris Fontaine.
Fontaine saves his truck, heads to pit road. I don't know who GaSe got into. Maybe hit from behind as he checked up. It looks like he shoved into the outside wall.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if he just got up the racetrack right there and then tried to come back down, and Fontaine was there.
Yeah, it looked like maybe the 16 of Ryan Truex hit GaSe in the back, knocked him into the wall. For some reason, it looked like the 27 of Ben Rhodes lost his momentum there. Probably let off when he saw the contact between the two trucks ahead, and just GaSe was in the wrong place at the wrong time. There was nothing he could do there, just got hit from behind.
Heartbreaker for the 33 of Grala. Right on board with him here.
It's possible. Let's see what happens. Down. And we're wrecked.
Chain reaction.
Chain reaction, yeah. Once they check up right there, everybody's coming up off the corner, and you just don't want the tire to blow out.
Here's how it happened.
Oh, Ben Rhodes clips. Was that Rhodes in the 27? I couldn't tell for sure, but he clipped Clay Greenfield in that beautiful red, white, and blue truck, and around Greenfield win, and that collected Nemechek.
Boy, Nemechek didn't have anywhere to go. You see him behind the 88.
That was indeed Rhodes that tried to go in a hole that Greenfield closed, and it collected those other trucks.
Yeah, and he just had such a huge rate of speed as he was coming up on him there. It just caught him right there going into the corner. And we talked about it earlier, being off-centered. He caught him in the left rear and just immediately turned him.
Well, and remember when we talked to him after that second stage, and he said, I just want to run a smart race. I just want to keep it clean. And we talked about the fact that you can run smart, but sometimes you're just a victim of somebody else's situation, and that's exactly what happened with John Hunter Nemechek.
Yeah, and that's just the case here at Talladega and Daytona. You can run all day and have everything go your way, and it just takes one mistake by somebody else, wrong spot, wrong time, and this happens.
Matt Crafton had a ring.
Years old from Ohio there, that bright orange 13. Had led just 3 laps before today. Spent a good amount of time out front, but now it's Grant Enfinger, last year's winner, and contact, and Coughlin goes around. Big hit for Coughlin and Fontaine and others involved. And there's John Hunter Nemechek. Looks like he has escaped. But Coughlin did not. Myatt Snyder with some smoke has obviously been involved in it as well.
Here's you called it, Kevin. Now watch Bell. He gives Enfinger a push. They're clear of this. But now here comes Gregson, 3 wide up the middle, and this has to be where problems started. Yeah.
Myatt Snyder looked like he got into the back end of the 13 and spun him.
Well, what happens is that bottom lane here through the tri-oval is much flatter than the rest of the lanes going up. And when you're in the middle, you're already in a bad spot because the back end of your truck starts to want to wiggle around. But what you saw there was Myatt Snyder was in the middle, and it looked like he came up the racetrack there, and as he went, he got loose right there, and then he just touched the back of the 13 in the right rear, and the 47 came down, and it all broke loose there.
You can see briefly up in the air was the 13 truck, and he settled right back down. The aerodynamic flaps you see on that bed, Vince, those flaps opening up, that's helping to evacuate the air from under the truck and set it back down.
Like they served their purpose.
I can see why Fontaine was slow. Wow, that was a heavy hit for him. I just think Snyder tried to get into a hole, got a little bit loose, and clipped Cody Coughlin.
Yeah, when you're in the middle like that, you know how it is, Michael. It's just you have to be so much more careful with the steering wheel and the input that you put into the right or left, because everything just becomes much easier to spin out or get loose, and the truck just is not as stable as it is in the outside or inside lanes, when the middle is a tough place to be through that tri-oval.
Almost like if you've ever had to walk on the ice, it's kind of tough to get your balance and feel secure.
Well, you see him, he kind of, I don't know if he thought the 13 was going to come back up the racetrack right there, but he kind of jerked the truck to the right. The 51 truck of Mike Snyder kind of jerked the truck to the right, and then when he went back to the left, when you put that input into the wheel to the right and then pull it right back to the left, it instantly makes the truck loose.
And watch at the back of the screen, the pink truck that's torn up. That's John Hunter Nemechek. Heavy contact by Wendell Chavis there into the Rhodes truck. Watch where Nemechek goes. He's racing to make the next round of the playoffs, and he used every bit of the available real estate there down into turn 1 to clear that mess.
Well, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me.
And that move right there is probably going to make the playoffs for him. I mean, that was just one of those moves that you don't know where the trucks are going to go, and you go with your instinct and shooting for the gap there. But those are big hits.
That's the 13 of Coughlin and then the 47 of Fontaine. Now on board with Mike Snyder.
He sees.
Working here. Outside, outside. Outside, outside.
Yeah, he was just in trouble. When he started going up the racetrack, and you could see that steering wheel aggressively.
There's the spin. It's an art, and some of these guys aren't artists. I mean, you can tell by the way they push.
When they started getting scattered.
Sauter jumps to the outside, hoping that he gets some help. They're coming through the tri-oval to the white flag. Kligerman by a nose over Enfinger as they cross the line in the final lap, and contact and a big crash.
And John Hunter Nemechek sneaks through.
Behind you, big wreck.
And the 8 of John Hunter Nemechek escapes, and it's going to be Parker Kligerman for the second time, a winner at Talladega.
Yeah, and I think the 24 was really expecting Johnny Sauter to go with him there as he out, and that just didn't happen.
9 of the last 10 races here at Talladega, the final lead change has happened in the last couple of laps. Happens again today as you see the carnage before they could get to the finish.
Group of cars working together and not making mistakes as we see some cars making their way to pit road now.
Oh, there you go. There's a
big
wreck.
group, and there's a problem. Jimmy McMurray gets hit. Earnhardt gets into him. McMurray's going to get hit again.
We see that so many times at Talladega. Everybody trying to get on pit road at the same time, and they just make contact. Jamie McMurray with big contact.
You see the damage and the carnage to the 33. That's Jeffrey Earnhardt climbing out of that car, or attempting to. The 1 of Jamie McMurray, a playoff contender.
Pit stops can be so difficult. Here's what happened.
Well, you can see, I think Kyle Busch was on the inside of Jamie McMurray. Did not know he was trying to pit. So here we go. We see Jamie McMurray trying to slow down.
He's in the second lane, way up on the racetrack, and the 77, I think, has no idea the 1 is pitting or just can't tell. And he hits him reasonably close to full speed, Jeff.
Also the 15, we see Mark Thompson got into that as well. Chris Buescher in the 37, also collected in this. But Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 33. Massive contact there with the 1 of Jamie McMurray.
I just think that Jamie McMurray was trying to come to pit road, and he was outside the cars that were pitting. So look, he's above the double yellow line. Look at the cars that have already pulled down. Well, Jamie McMurray is a lane and a half on the racing surface. I don't think Kyle Busch has any intention to come to pit road. And Eric Jones, I don't think he has any intention as well. I mean, the damage on the 77 is unbelievable. I'm not sure even he can finish. So Jamie McMurray didn't mean to do it, but that's a bad place on the racetrack to try to commit to pit road. You have to get to your left, Rick, and blend out of traffic.
All those drivers.
And contact coming to 5 to go. We saw the 21 to 48 make contact. People are starting to push each other around. Caution.
Smoke up into the wall. Looks like Paul Menard potentially in the 27.
There's no caution so far.
And now the caution does come out. It is Paul Menard in the 27. As we look at the 27, all that maneuvering could pay off for those that were able to get up there, but you see him moving way up the track.
Yeah, at the start of that replay, there was already sparks coming out of the 27. That tells me he had a tire going down. Metal was on the racetrack, so he goes up.
Take a look at this. 88 gets into the back of car slowing down because the 6 of Trevor Bayne has a tire going down.
Yeah, the 41 got alongside. They made contact maybe with the 19, and then they made contact with the 6, cut the right side tires down on the
through the restart zone. Logano and Blaney making up row 1. Logano on the outside, the lead car. He was able to get a jump on Ryan Blaney, and now he'll dive to the bottom of the racetrack. He stays in front of Ryan Blaney, and the wreck happens behind him. A.J. Allmendinger in the 47 spins, as does the 43 of Eric Almirola. Contact behind them. Clint Boyer's involved in the 14. Cole Witt's in the 72. And we see a very slow rolling Michael McDowell in the 95 going through there as well.
Truex started in the back. Not enough space for those cars. Michael McDowell trying to make it through the middle. Cole Witt, I just don't think saw him.
Yeah, I think it was as simple as that. Michael McDowell was looking to go 3 wide up the middle, try to make some moves. The 72 had the same idea. Hey, I'm going to come down, get to 3 wide in the middle. They were both changing lanes and both trying to take the lane.
You have a lot of room. 13 going to the top 2 rows behind you. Top 3. Hold brake here, guys. We're spinning. Hold brake. Left rear. All good. You're all clear.
Hamlin, Larson, Johnson, Suarez, Menard, all lined up on the bottom of the track up front.
Oh, and we have a hit back here.
Hard hit. 23, hard into the wall. So Joey GaSe bringing out the caution for the 8th time. And not able to control it. You see that right front tire towed out. Big contact there as Joey GaSe was running 29th. And the window net down.
You see at the very back of the pack, black car can't make out who that is. Is that Brendan Gaughan? I just can't make it out. It's a 55 car, I'm sorry.
55 of DJ Kennington.
I think he got in the right rear quarter panel.
That put Joey GaSe hard into the outside wall. And then he was more or less along for the ride.
They got hooked together and just couldn't get apart from each other.
Both cars running on the lead lap.
And that's the worst way to get wrecked. Somebody hooks you in the right rear quarter panel and it's just going to turn you right. I think that's a break. Obviously not for Joey GaSe, but I think that's a little bit of a break for Keselowski. We hadn't seen him really moving to the front, but that's going to bunch everything back up.
Number 6 on the outside. Riding along with the bat cam, 100 miles an hour on that camera as they go down the back stretch. Hard into the wall, the 41 of Kurt Busch. He'll collect the rest of the field.
The 18's in it, the 48's in it.
The 88 is in it. Just on the front edge, he starts to roll now on the apron. The 32 of Matt DiBenedetto. The 4 of Harvick.
20 of Matt Kenseth.
78, Martin Truex Jr. Brendan Gaughan in the 75. The 17, major damage. You guys mentioned it. Ram Guts and Glory, the big one. When will it happen? It just did.
It's like the 78. Was that the 38 perhaps? David Reagan?
Yeah, I think it was a 38. It's like the 78 trying to make it 4 wide. That's the moves we see drivers make. Late in the race, you see right there the 78 trying to get on the outside.
And this is what we talked about all week. Why do the playoff drivers fear Talladega? Because of this. Every one of these drivers, the 18 of Kyle Busch, the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse-Schuster, the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, you see heavy contact there as well. 4 of Kevin Harvick. They have to be in the middle of this pack. They have to fight for the points. That's why those stages are so important. Think about the points that were gained by Keselowski, Blaney, even Johnson. He got 10 points in over the stages. That's going to take a little of the sting away from this accident, because this has eliminated all of these race cars.
And this is back-to-back weeks for the 18 of Kyle Busch to have a wrecked car.
Big hits.
And think about that. Everyone had Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr. automatically in Miami. It was, they're automatically going to be there. They have all those points. Nothing is automatic into the playoffs.
Rolling out the front here, going at 48. Still bottom 3. Keep digging. Try to hold this thing straight. I can't see you here. So in front of you, slow up high, slow up high, slow up high. Car up high, car up high, car up high. Come through, come through, come through, come through, come through. Outside. Caution, outside. Outside.
And it's good to have communications with the two when that happens.
You saw how quick it happened for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. There he is on the bottom. Boom, there's somebody, you know, from his car. He knew nothing was happening until the 38 came flying in front of him.
And look at the 11 of Danny Hamlin, right in the middle, right here. There's cars wrecking on both sides of him, yet he sneaks through the middle as well as the 2 of Brad Keselowski on the bottom of the racetrack.
Kevin Harvick's in it as well. I didn't see Kevin Harvick until just now, but Kevin Harvick is also in this.
Riding along with Dale Earnhardt Jr.
2 outside, middle's dropping back pretty big here. The 11's in trouble. Keep coming, the jam, but up. Keep going, low, 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 come on, low, 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 low. Keep coming, keep coming. Keep coming if you can. I cannot see you. All right, straight. Come on, straight. Go straight on the track if you can. There you go. Straight it out. Come on. Nothing coming here. Nothing coming. Coming to you maybe next time, Greg. I can't see it. Forward top. Second. Just a little second. Back it down. Back it down. Stay low. Stay low. Stay low. Stay on top. Stay low if you can. Stay low if you can. Can't see you. Are you rolling? I can't see you. Full here if you can.
Coming right at us. Side by side for the lead. Larson trying to take it away from Chase Elliott. He's got no help behind him. Suarez back up there. Big wreck behind them. Logano gets in it.
Wrecking behind you.
Trevor Bayne also involved. Ryan Blaney in the 21. Big hit for him again. And the 4 of Kevin Harvick also into the side.
Did you get it rolling here? For you.
See the 21 and the 22 made a little bit of contact, and it pushed the 22 Logano down into the side of the 6 car.
Gone in the 75. Made contact as well.
So right here, just made contact, or the air just moved them, but just moved the 22 Logano down inside into the side of the 6 of Bayne.
And to add to the frustration of Kevin Harvick, he was really on a lap of his own. You don't even see him in the picture because he was behind the pack. These cars just don't stop right away, running almost 200 miles an hour. So you see on board he's slowing down, trying to slow down.
In front of you. Get him. Easy.
Small pack, but this is it. All fighting. A huge opportunity for some drivers out here. Suarez is going to go around. He got tagged from the back. Right in front, hard contact.
Hold it up there. Hold up there. Yellow's out. Be ready, guys.
An attempt to make it 3 wide.
Well, guess who wasn't involved? The 88s. It's an attrition race now.
Today, see right here, Chase Elliott tries to make it 3 wide, and the 42 came up a little bit, the 19 came down a little bit. Another big wreck. But the hole's there. So Chase Elliott, he's doing it. Why not make that move? It's there, and then it just closed up.
Well, this is what we talk about. How aggressive do you want to be? If you're not going to go for that hole, then you're not going to win this race. And you could argue both sides of that. Say, hey, it's a good points day. Don't try to take that hole. But that's not how race car drivers are wired. When they see that gap open up, Jeff, that is green light. That is going for the win at Talladega.
And again, it's not that the 42 or the 19 may have turned their wheels, but when you have that many cars and they're that close, the air moves you around. It's not like the cars just go perfectly straight.
Let's ride along with the 88.
There you go, buddy. 11's right on you. Make sure you keep coming high. Low. Keep coming low. Come on, low. Come on. Caution's out. Good job. Lined up to our right. One back 31. I'll get back to you. It's going to be a big wreck in front of you. Come through. Come on. Caution is out.
How about that?
Keselowski still